N RAO, not just Bengaluru but all over South India too. And today marks a very, very important start for us because I really have to tribute them for having created the ecosystem that made Bengaluru what it is today. A lot of people refer to Bangalore as a fashion city, as a garment city, as the industry that supports the manufacture of garments better than any other city in this country. And I would say that one of the reasons is for stalwarts like the N RAO family who put everything together and created a city where people appreciated what they were doing for them.
Good afternoon to one and all. My name is Ketan Piche. I'm a partner of N RAO and welcome to everyone. We are very happy to be celebrating and the curtain raiser of our 100 years. We are been a very humble brand, started off in 1923 by my grandfather, late Piche N RAO. He started off very much as a ladies' tailor that many people might not recollect or remember. Thereafter, with the advent of the British people being the ladies being around, he was a tailor and making dresses for many of the people at that point of time. Soon after independence, my oldest uncle passed away again. P.N. Panduranga Rao was instrumental in the menswear, bringing the menswear business into our tailoring fold. The next turning point came in when my uncle Machinder Piche brought in ready-to-wear in this, because ready-to-wear was not very popular at that point of time, and then started becoming popular much later in the 60s and the 70s. So he brought in ready-to-wear at that point of time. Much later in the 90s, we have then moved into a suit-centric brand, where suits become our mainstay and our main product that we were looking to sell. In 1998, we consolidated ourselves into this place, and we realized that we want to make sure that we focus very much on suits, and we have done a new rebranding, which is our current logo, which is the herringbone logo, which says N RAO Fine Suits in 1923. So we have our logo based on that and our new brand identity, which we continue to use. We also have set up a new wonderful 15,000 square feet bespoke tailoring facility in Hoskote Industrial Estate recently, a couple of years ago, where we have the capability to produce not only our individual garments, which is made by one person for the customers, but also a small line which does our in-house brand called Signature Wear by N RAO, which is a brand that is being launched in 2011 with the inspiration of my grandfather Piche N RAO and his signature itself, with signature brand. And here we are today at our 100-year curtain raiser event. We are today, this evening, launching a book, a coffee table book, which is recounting not just the history of Bangalore, but also the history of our brand and where we have come from. This book is a tribute to the brand and as well as Bangalore city. We are also using this opportunity to honor and release a list of 100 most prominent people and institutions that have contributed to what Bangalore is today. We have very much grown in this environment and received a lot from it. So we thought the best way to give back to this environment is to be able to honor many of these institutions, and this list will be released later this evening.
Very close to our existing shop, and he was there, and he was getting quite a good customers from across, and the owners of that whole MG Road block where he was owned by the Plaza Theatre, old Plaza Theatre building, and they were also, the ladies were making all their clothes over there. And it so happened during 1923, that was the year when we started, the owner of that building came to my father and said, "Here now, why don't you take up the shop on MG Road? I will give it to you for rent Once you are a small hutment, you are staying here. You give me 25 rupees a month, I'll be very happy. So my father hesitantly took that place and started his business.
Menswear, and I'd like my dad to just share details of his oldest brother Panduranga Rao and how he came into the menswear business and how P.N. Rao moved from ladies wear business into a menswear business.
My father took up this challenge or the orders from the British, so he couldn't handle it all by himself. So he needed help. So he asked my oldest brother to join him in the business. Very hesitatingly, my brother had to give up his education, and then it was a good decision, I think, what he made, because my father needed him very badly since he was all by himself. So he joined my father's business in the early 40s, and thereon, there was no looking back, and he was of immense help to him, and he went on, helping him in all aspects of the business that was needed, and of course we were basically a ladies' tailor. My dad was a ladies' tailor, but we moved on to the menswear because my brother took active part in bringing about the men's tailoring section to our business, and he also learned the art of cutting, and that's how we moved on. And in the meantime, the ladies' tailoring was also slipping because the Britishers had left, and we were looking more for the menswear once this was over. And that's how I think we switched from ladies to menswear, and there was no looking back. And in the 50s, I think we came up in full flow. My oldest, my uncle Machinder Pishe joined the business.
When this ready-made industry came into, and then popularity started spreading, the man used to come and ask for ready-made, and we never had ready-made. So I told my father, let's start this ready-made industry, ready-made garments also died. He said, no, if you do that, my business in fabric and tailoring will stop, and we should not do that. I said, no, please. I said, why? He said, I can't invest in ready-made garments now. Where's the money to buy ready-made and keep it and sell it? It's not possible. Then I also knew what problem he was going through. So I waited for some time. Then to our luck, one manufacturer came and said, I know you are a very popular businessman here. Why don't you sell my shirts? Well, the shirt was called gentleman shirts. And he said, I will give you on consignment basis. You sell it and I sell it and pay me the money. So I put this to my father, and he said, hesitantly, he says, okay, if it is pay and sell and pay, I will take it. So we started the business.
It goes without saying that, as the history has it, everybody, it's a big year for us, as completing 100 years is not a milestone that many other brands have achieved. We're absolutely proud of this legacy, and we, the third generation, want to take the responsibility of taking the business into greater heights. We want to share a very important announcement with all of you gathered here. P.N. Rao is now planning to re-enter into women wear segment. We've been a leading name in bespoke men's fashion wear, and now we want to dress up the smart and confident businesswoman. Why did I say re-enter? Because as Ketan explained, my grandfather started making dresses for women at the races, and for almost 25 years he made clothes for women, and that's why we can't say that it's a new thing. We're coming full circle right now. We've always been getting queries from women, why are we not making clothes for women? And we always tell them we do make clothes for women because we are doing bespoke services. We have a lot of clients even right now
coming to us. But as you all know, the war in the boardroom is changing. There are a lot of women getting into corporate roles, and a lot of laws coming into the country in European countries and India, which is mandating X number of percentage of women to be leading. And as usual, the women, they don't want to take a back seat. They want to challenge the men in the boardroom, and they want to be, if not better, if not equal, better dressed than the men today. So I think it's a great opportunity for us as a bespoke brand, and we're also seeing that a lot of women who are getting into these boardrooms are willing to pay a premium